TradeDevils out there, happy Friday. Well, here we are. It's about 1:30. Markets are a little frosty this morning. Well, now, of course, depending on your positioning, you're either looking at this as, oh my God, thankfully I get an opportunity here to enter at better pricing. If you're long with leverage, perhaps not having a great day. Oh, we're going to look at Bitcoin and ETH here. Of course, we'll do a quick look there, and then what I thought I would do, it's always trying to come up with things on Friday here. I've just had a ton of alerts going off. Now these are the heads up opportunity alerts, not the holy shit get out of the market alerts. So I thought we'd go through some of these as kind of a nice follow up. These are things that we've talked about either on Friday vids or in, as I tell you many times, many things that I see in live streams I trade as well. So we'll go through maybe 4 or 5 of those here, but let's as we start here, let's start with Bitcoin here. So the first thing that should strike you if you're working with median lines here, and we talked about this last week that we had this golden corner here. Well, of course, this is 80% odds that we get to that median line. Now, 80% is not 100%. So we have to remember trading principle number 4. A failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the move that failed to get there. Well, that would be 100%, right? Perfectly equal to the move that failed to get there. And it would suggest that if this is correctly labeled here, this is in its third wave here, getting started here to finish a C wave, right? Which is, if you're thinking longer term, so I think we can take this off the table as a failed golden corner. They do fail. Well, okay, as we sit here, wouldn't you just kind of look at this and go, well, okay, we're consolidating here in the 4. I mean, it's just, we could certainly drop lower, but if we think we kind of come back to, okay, this is what we did in the second. We still, this took much longer. Well, here, let's measure it. Oh, where's the time base, right? So if we go here and compare that, well, 100% is going to put us out early May. We're coming. This is probably, I think that's the Sunday or this weekend here. We've got the 618. Probably take that off the table, right? But not yet. Let's wait and see, right? Don't assume anything in the markets, right? Let it confirm. So if we're just going into the 4 here, which is pretty much, we just look at the wave 3, right? The proposed wave 3. 38 down here at 60 and change, which would be, as far as I'm concerned, that's an alert that I want going off saying, hey, heads up, right? You got an opportunity here. Now you'll note that also we've not broken this golden yet. We wicked it a little bit here. So, that's the first little crack in the grass. Crack in the grass. Crack, what am I trying to say? Crack in the glass here. Now, if we're going to, note here, the price has already come down. There's a fair value gap in there. It looks like it's a little kickback here, but what we're anticipating here, it's hard to call. I'm on a 4-hour here. Maybe is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. Little relief rally that rolls over for the 5 that would bring us right in here at the 38 with some candidates here for obvious liquidity, which we know the market is constantly in need of. Some liquidity sweeps down here. That's the prior week low. It's just identifying that. 3, 4. You can kind of map that out. Or it's like, is this the gift we've been waiting for? Now, as often, it's just human nature. Oh shit, I can't buy it. It's coming down. I got to wait till it's going up. Well, it depends on what you're thinking, right? Are you long term? Are you just looking for a spot entry, something you can hold, and you're looking for good pricing? Well, if you're coming in down here, I'd be very interested myself, right, in adding there. Now let's see what happens here at this golden. Now you'll note here from the all-time high, there's no algo here pushing it lower, right? So the break here Oh, you'd have to go to a smaller time frame to find an algo that's pushing for lower prices. But here, this is a 4 hour. You don't have anything. And the count, it seems to be suggesting that we've gone to 3 here. This is a little wacky. We've done a series of 3s. So we're going to go W, X, Y into the B here. And then we're looking, right? If this count is correctly labeled, it's not like, oh, maybe we'll get a 5. No, we're anticipating the 5. Right, pretty nice looking pattern there for a flat. 3, 3, 5. Right? That's what we're expecting, right? So this is right in line with that thinking. So if you were longing up here, not sure what you were thinking there, right? I mean, maybe if you're not an Elliott Wave trader, why would you be longing up here? You're buying right into the. I mean, people do it. It's FOMO. We'll see what happens here, but this is right on course to okay. Hey, can we buy it down at 60? Targets up, in the 6 figures, perhaps a gift. Now, of course, and I say that doesn't mean that anybody knows, right? They're not, or I know, or any of us know that. Oh, we're going to stop here, and then we're going to go off to 100 grand. Just this is an area of interest. You'd call it that, right? So let it come down here. So let's see if it finishes this 5. If we get this set up for a 3, you don't have to sit here with a limit order. You don't have to. I mean, you can see there's potential for it to go lower. I'd stop buying if we break the 50 here. I don't like the wave 4 to be going deeper than that, although they do. I just said that would be if we come down here, we break lower, I'm going to sit on what I've got, right, and just wait and look for something. What's going on? Why? Why are we going that much lower? So anyway, I think we've been over this quite a bit here. So all of this just creating opportunity here down in the, if we can get into the low 60s, that's a gift from the Bitcoin gods, in my view. Right? That's my opinion. That's not financial advice. That's just what I see here, just reading the chart. It looks to me like that's a place I want to pay attention. Okay, so that's Bitcoin here on Coinbase. Let's go look at ETH here, also Coinbase. Now here I've got the broader Elliott count here. What about? Oh shit, I got a lot of stuff on here. This is all Ethereum's product here for market structure. We'll take that off just for a second. Looks like very good candidate here. There was a triangle in play here, but this is, I think we're better to look at it this way. Oh, come here, right? So this being an A, this being a B, and it looks like the same thing, right? We're trying to go for that C. Now, I don't want that going lower either. I don't want my 4, if I'm pulling here from the proposed here. Now, this is how you could interpret this either way. 3, 3. Right, so I've got it as WXY into the 2 here. If you went 1, 2, right, you're still pulling from the 2 here. Same idea. Okay, well, this is getting a little far. Right? I really don't want it to go down here. Again, I will stop buying at the 50. And if I'm playing a wave 4, let me get rid of that. It's just, it's good to have. I don't know if that's how I call that a rule as much as just kind of a guideline. Okay, I'm going to eat my fill right up to the 50, and then I'm going to take a break and see if I'm still hungry. But that's what that appears to be doing there. That's a 4 hour. Let's go down to a 1, see if we can frame that up. Sure looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I got a nice 5 into a 2. I mean, why would you think something else? No reason to yet. 3, 4, 5. Right? I'd like that 3 to be done there. Oh, yeah, that's probably a bit. Bring that down. Oh, let's go in there a little bit more. See if we can get some measurement on this. Well, okay, right. If that's the 1, if that's the 2, Jesus, I swear to God, I don't set this up. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? I can't make this shit up. Okay, so there we go. There's wave 3 right there. Okay, we're coming back for a wave 4. Boy, that kind of looks like it's setting that up pretty nicely. So we've got that. Now we don't know. That's why I don't know that the 3 is in. I don't know that, but okay, that's a good. If there is no knowing in the market, right? So what we're using here is probabilities. Where do they usually go? 1, 2, 3. Okay, well if I'm coming back for a 4, I would like to see a little more in that. that would have to be the 4 of the 5 of the 3, so it's a little skinny, and you're getting them down to 30-minute. I don't like to go down too much further than that. It just gets too squirrely and random. But let's get a channel on this. So we could certainly do this. I have to pull that a little bit. Oh, actually, I'm not in log scale here, so I'm going to use what my preference is, a regression channel. Right now, big rig push here, right? So that's the mean. That's way outside of it. So if we're coming back here, do the same thing we just did. Oh, let's get a wave 4 on there. All right. Not anticipating it to go much higher than that, right? Right about there. Here's the 38. Pardon me, 23.38. So that little pocket right there looks pretty interesting. I've got a fair value gap here. This would be an inverse fair value gap now. It was bullish. Now here, go to bearish. Oh shit, where are you? So we'll put the inverse on there. You'll see that will now be there as an inverse fair value gap, right? So it's broken. So potential. What was support becomes resistance. That's a candidate there for an area of interest at the 50. If we're coming back, right? If we're going to have a pretty good snapback, I'd prefer it right here, right? To see that. You just see that's what it typically does. So, okay, well, this is here. That's so far here. Maybe we'll go back to just drawing it by hand. This and kind of in that range here, you'd have to accommodate this little kicker here by either a sliding parallel, and it doesn't matter. 3, 4. So what are we looking for? Right to the 50 for the C. Would give you the sweep here, which you don't have it yet. I don't have this yet. Grab that liquidity. You think there's some stops there? Well, we don't have to. The whole planet knows there's stops there. Obviously. Well, that's a 30. Let's go to a 60. It's our A wave, right? So, yeah, there's stops there. You got a nice little consolidation here. It might be meaningful. That's what we're looking for. Now, this is the challenge for the trader, right? So when it was up here, you're like, oh God, maybe I'll get that retrace, right? So I can buy it lower. Now it starts to happen, and you get a little nervous. Welcome to trading, right? It's the trade that you're most nervous about. It's like, oh my God, it's coming. It often can be the best trade. Now that gets it's getting a little crowded there. That's why I keep them off until I need them. Let's take the inverse off. All right, so I get a little fair value gap, which means I've got a demand zone here. I just really would just look at that as demand here, because that little demand zone here produced a fair value gap. So I know that is muscle there, right? Because you and we can't produce a fair value gap, but large players can. So I really don't want it coming down that far, right? I want it to hold here. So this little consolidation here, let's see, that's going to do it. Yeah, I guess I can. So let's get right here and just draw it up to the pivot. You got the high volume node here. Let's get that. I like it loose a little bit. So that's what I'm looking for to hold. I am fully looking for this high volume node here to hold. Now, if it breaks, okay, we've got a little bit lower here, but I'm going to start to be less confident in the count, right? So because I don't want that going down that far. Is there not? Now remember, we had this spike here. The finish here is a little funky. So I'd be comfortable, right up to what do we got there? 29, so call it $3,000. I'll stop buying if we go down below that, or I'll just sit. Okay, how far are we going? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Again, are you trading with leverage? Well, you're going to have a stop on that. If you're trading without, I don't know that you need. If we start to break below here, I don't know that you need to keep buying. I'd let it find a base, and then okay, right? We kind of look for can we get that pattern, right? Can we come up here and then come back, right? Pick up something right there, right? Can we get that which to fill that out, right? Can we get the little break of structure here that shows, okay, potentially we've got opportunity to get on the long side here, but until this happens, until this, which we can call it, what do we call it? Market structure shift, right? Well, I get something like, okay, right now it's just down, 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 lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, low, right? So until I get that, oh, okay, well, then maybe, of course, you're hoping that perhaps there's an imbalance down here, or that's a golden zone. That's what you'd be looking for. Best case scenario, you've got a golden and a fair value gap right next to each other or on top of each other. Well, there you go. That's what you're looking for your entry model. It's not complicated, but it requires patience, right? Because when this starts going, you're going to, oh, I want to get it, right? But it's not until you take the last little pivot out. You don't, it could just roll over again and again and again, right? That's we looked at this in the live stream the other day, right? If it's coming down, right? How do you know? Is that it? No. This one? Nope. Now? Oh, okay. Well, something changed there. Right, this is common, right? Particularly for new traders, they're trying to pick the turn, without any valid confirmation that there's a reason to be even looking. Until you get that break right there, you don't have shit, right? You just this would be interpreted, oh come here, as all just one leg going lower, because at no point are you taking out the prior pivot high, whether that's a 1 minute or a 1 month, doesn't matter. Same idea. Until I do this, right, and I'm not even looking long. All right, so that 2900 is very, very interesting here. Okay, so let's let me pause there for a second, and we'll take a look at some of these alts that have alerts going off here. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, before we get back to the charts here, I'd like to introduce you to our newest sponsor. This is the Bitunix exchange. They've been around, I guess 3 years they've been around. Well, let's see, I went over here. I know many of you would do the same type of thing. Over here on CoinGecko, just dig around. They are a centralized exchange. You can see here they're based in the Seychelles. Established in 2021, 148 coins to trade, 152 pairs. Pretty good arrangement. Of course, all the majors, but nice assortment of alts to trade as well. Very, very easy to trade this exchange. And some nice bonuses. There'll be a link underneath this video that you can use if you're in the market for an exchange or you're looking to diversify to another exchange, right? Many crypto traders will keep 3-4 exchanges, so they're diversified if you're in the market for one, and particularly if you're in the US, no KYC and no VPN required here. That's a big plus, right? So I would encourage you to take a look if you're interested. Again, nice bonuses. If you use our link, you'll get that access here. That bonus link will be underneath this video, also in our link tree. And I'll be talking a little bit more and doing a detailed walkthrough of the exchange. It couldn't be any easier to use. And again, here this is CoinGecko. Top 15 on trust score here, 9 out of 10, right? So important to, you want to know that they're stable. They're going to be around. Good numbers here. I know some of the people. I've worked with them before over the years, and so I have a lot of confidence in them. And so when they reached out to me, I was very interested in working with them. So I'd encourage you to take a look. Again, some nice bonuses and very easy. I mean, you open an account, move some crypto over, and you're trading within 30 seconds, right? So it's very, very, very accommodating exchange. The fee structure it's a maker-taker model, very competitive. I think you'll find would be comparable with anything you're trading right now. All right, so with that, let's get back to the charts. Okay, let's go down the list now here. So what's gone off today? So THETA is the first one. Again, this is kind of a nice follow-up because I've looked at a number of these, many of these last week or the week before. So this was just kind of a nice follow-up on what we were looking at previously. Okay, so here's THETA. It's got a 1. I got a 2, 3. You'll note the measured move here. It's just tagged its target, or a couple of ticks off of it. Swing. Here's the pocket. Target, reaction, right? Now it's already back to this pivot. Now, okay, that doesn't mean we know that the 4 is in, but I'm kind of interested here. Now, this is a daily. I'd go down to a 4. Okay, before we get overly excited here, we've got to look at this and say, okay, well, how do we know when this we've got a low, right? That's really the question, because what we're after here is, okay, right, we want this, right, to go up and finish with the 5. So we're looking for the start of the 1 at this degree. Now, we don't know if that's going to be here. We don't know what the range is going to be. But if you're looking here, that's a 4. Let's try a 60. Let's see, right? So it's going to have to move. It's going to have to make a pretty good move here to confirm that we've got a good low. Oh, I've got the, hang on a second. I've got these on. Let's get those off. Inverse, I'll go to if I need it right now. I don't know that I need it right now. Let's see here. So, geez, do I have any fair value gaps here? I've got, yeah, I did a display limit here. Let's make it 50, right? So we get everything. Let's go maybe a 2 hour. Give us a better look at it. Okay. Well, so this would be the change of character. Oh, there. Now I got plenty of them. So you note all the fair value gaps on the way up on a 2 hour. So pinged, right? So this is this. They ate this, popped up. Now we're back to and through. So that would now be if I were to change this, if I were to add the inverse, right? You'd see that this would switch to an inverse. Well, it may not until we have this bar closed. But now we have one here because this was resistance come all the way through. Now potentially support. We'll see. We'll see if that holds. Oh, I guess we're not completely through this yet. The bar hasn't closed yet. So you can see all of the potential. I mean, this was a pretty good rip up here in theta, right? So you got all sorts of zones down here, and that can be a little much, right? So that's why I'll go to the state traditional, and if I get way below here and I'm going to come back up, well, then we'll reevaluate as to whether we want to look at the inverse fair value gaps. But as we sit right here, well, I'm hitting one as I hit the 38. Now, this is not oh, well, time to buy it. Well, let me rephrase that, right? So if you're trading spot and you're okay, whether I'm buying here at $2 or 212 or 175, okay, you got to use a little bit of judgment here. So that's a pretty good rip down. We've already seen a little reaction, but no, it's even if I go to something like a 15, right? We got to have a little more. Right, we have here would be the pivot high that it would have to get to confirm the low. Here, I'll draw it so it's a little bit easier to see. Right, so otherwise this is all one leg down. So for us to start looking bullish, here, I mean, I'm down to a 15-minute. We got to at least take out this, which is what, 275. Got to take that out to confirm that I've got a pivot. Otherwise, I mean, it just can keep rolling over and rolling over and rolling over. There's got to be some retrace that tells you, oh, okay, I got a potential change of character, market structure shift, at least identifying the pivot low. Otherwise, again, as I've shown many times, I think now, it can just roll over and then, oh, is that it? Nope. No, that it? Nope. Right. One of these has to be taken out. Well, we've got this major drop here. So that's got a long way to go to get up there to confirm that I've got the low is in. Right, until I get that, you don't want to be on the buy side. If anything, if it rolls over and we don't do that, it's setting up for lower prices. If we don't take this out up here, well, there's a fair value gap there. You can barely see it. Right here, I'm on a 15-minute. So here's the fair value gap. Here, if I draw it, maybe that'll make it easier. Right. So you've got that. All right, so right there. So if it comes back up here and then starts to roll over here, that's a short opportunity. Assuming you want to trade at that degree, right? And that's a 15-minute. That's not for everyone. Do you have the time to sit in front of it, watch it, manage it? I like to stay 60 minutes and above myself, right? But my time schedule is different. Let's get you out of there. Okay, right. So there's theta on the hit list, but not yet. Let's get a little bit more confirmation here that we've got the 4 in. Right, the location's great location. What would we call it? Oh. W. Oh, it looks like it's a WXY. WXAB. Working on the Y down here. Is that it? Well. Pretty abrupt end to it. That's tentative. All right, I'll leave that. Okay, contender. I'd probably start resetting some more alerts down here as well. In fact, I think I will. I'm going to set one right there. Whoops. Oh, had an alert. If we're going down to the 50, I mean that's all that's happening here. This is just the same kind of thing, right? Just as I would encourage you to do. I'm sure you do. Areas of interest. Let's mark them, or at least let's be alerted if they get there. Is that it? Well, let's see how far we can get. Okay, so there's theta. I'd have that on your watch list. Okay, what else do I have? I have link. Link. Oh, this is good news. Okay, let's go back to a 4 because this, we're waiting for a 2 here. This is one of the few. Oh, I know that's a lot of stuff on there. Let's go to a daily. All right, reduce some of that market structure. Okay, so, oh God, I've got this somewhere else. Hang on a sec. Here we go. I knew I had this. I just had to find the tab it was on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking down here. Well, I'm kind of eyeballing something hard to miss it, right? The high volume node right here, just ahead of the 50. Okay, if this is A, B, and that's 1, 2, and we're in the 3, 4, it's right on schedule. I know. You're like, oh no, it's coming down. No, that's, oh my God, thankfully it's coming down. That's what we're trying to get here, right? For the opportunity to be a buyer down here. But then, of course, if we get there, it's the same idea. We don't just buy it because it's there. We want to wait. Let's see if we can sweep maybe the 4 high and come back down to the 3. Maybe imbalance, some fair value gap, something there, order block, something to, okay, now I'm in the 1, 2, I'm in the 3. And I didn't have to pick the turn. Right, if I can get that over there. That would be the C, this would be the 1, 2, getting the 3. Of the 2, now, if that could be the 1, 2, 3 of, that could be the 3 of the 1 of the third. That's a mouthful. 1, 2, well, I'm gotta have a third, and in that third, I gotta have a 1, 2, 3. All right, so maybe I don't get that much. Remains to be seen. All right, if this is gonna go full throttle, you know, the target for the third here is 107. What are we at now? 14. So these little retraces here are just what we hope for. But now this is where, you know, you gotta be willing to take on some risk, right? What does retail want to do? Oh, show new highs. Probably a good time to buy it. No, we want to buy retracements. We don't want to buy breakouts. Okay, right? That's my suggestion to you would be to buy retracements, not breakouts. But again, don't just buy it because it's there. Wait for a little confirm. What are we trying to get there? 10, 11, 14. It's not too far to go. Well, we know, we can look at it. We can see the liquidities right here under the wave 4, right? Obviously, everyone who caught this, right? That's where their stops are going to be, if not here. Looks like they're coming for them. So heads up there. Well, a good one, right, for your watch list. I'd have that very ready to go. What else do I have on the alerts? So we had Link. This one. This was one from a live stream that had an interesting count, and so I'm kind of eyeballing this one. It's kind of deeper than we want here. So this has got a very clear invalidation point for this count, right? And so if we break this as the wave 1, so oh shit, I had this labeled, but I'm all over the place today. Okay, let me get this going here, right? So we'd have a candidate here for a 1, 2. This looks like a completed 3, 4, 5. Now let's get that a little something more appropriate. Okay, so 1, 2, deep for the 2, but the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3 is just spectacular. Right, so that looks pretty good. So then now, okay, well we can be interested down here at this area of interest here with the very clear exit, right? So you could trade this with leverage if you're inclined, or if you're, you know, if you don't do it often, because you there's no question mark about where you want to be out of this. So if we're coming down here, what is that? 40, 47 and change. Well, then we'd be invalidating this count. So, you know, perhaps as we look at it now, here's if I label the internal count 1, 2, it would appear that's 3, 4, and that's 5 of that at that degree. So let's go here. We'll put it in white, right? So it looks like we've got a completed third here. 1, 2, 3, big ripping 3, but we've got some internal. This could be, we might reevaluate here if we take this out. Because then likely, even though we're going to distort heavily, it's just going to lose that nice look that it has right now. Now, as it is now, the time of the 2 relative to the 4, a little bit problematic. So if I just draw up a channel, since we have a candidate for the 3, right, all good until we break that. Right, there's no question mark that we have to reevaluate and relabel if we take this pivot out. That's not optional. Now, some people are like, well, what a pain in the ass. Other people go, how nice to have those rules to guide your decision making. Well, I shouldn't say, to influence and help guide your decision making. You can't be a slave to the Elliott, but there are certain points where you would have to be buying it for a different reason other than, oh, I see a 1-2, I see a clear impulse, and now this is the correction. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying if you're applying Elliott Wave, you got to rethink what certainly your labeling would have to change from what I have here. All right, now it could be that just I've got it wrong, but as it sits right here, I'd be surprised if too many Elliotticians would differ with that count. What I'd rather see, honestly, is this. I'd rather see this as some sort of part of it, right? And then we come out here, catch it out here. So it takes a little more time to balance out. So we'd be closer to this upslope. That's what I prefer. Market doesn't give you what you prefer on a regular basis. So you got to deal with what you got. So what do we have here? This is rolling over here. So everything is soft today. Friday, who knows, right? We've taken on all the support here, all the weekly. Oh, we got the monthly as well. Oh, I think we do, yeah. Prior week, prior month, prior week, prior day, right? So all of that support is all swept here. The lows here swept, the fair value gap here filled, and now it's backfilling. So that would now be an inverse fair value gap. We got more down here. These last 2 would be the last stand on that 4. So relatively, emphasis relatively low risk. You don't need to trade huge size here. Teller. Let's keep going. CRV. Okay, all right. So same thing. All of this is getting blown up. Oh, I have this somewhere. Hang on a sec. Curve Dow. I have a piece of this. So the idea here, we had a 5 into a candidate for a 1. Now this is of course deeper than I would have anticipated. Let's see, when did I have this going off? At 56. So this went off at 56 as we came down. Now we have not invalidated. If we break this low, we invalidate, right? That would be the proposed start of the 1 wave. Right? Some things we can accommodate. We can be a little loose on with Elliott. That is not one of them. So, well, shit, what do we got here? Well, let's hope there's some sort of a triangle in here. What's a daily? A, B, C, and then we can start coming back. Now, this was mighty choppy as it was. All right, but previously, that's not the prettiest looking leading diag, but it's there, right? It's clearly a 5. So all the conditions are there, right? 4 longer than 2, right? We expand here, 5 longer than 3. So all the right ingredients there, but this is mighty deep, right? Now it could just be exaggerated, so everything's selling off today. So there's a good example, right? We don't want to take this until it's going to have a long way to go on a daily until we get some sort of inducement here. We'd have to go all the way up here. So this has to come before we can confirm we have that we have a low. We got to come all the way up here, take some of that, and now we can come back down here and perhaps we can get into the 3 of the 1 wave. It's a pretty good sell-off. Oh, I'll be underwater there, but I don't have, pretty welcome to trading, right? You're gonna have trades go underwater. I'm no leverage here, so I'm not overly concerned. If we break this low, I might change my opinion. I might just bail on it. The whole premise was we'd started here. If we take out that low, something else going on. Okay, let me keep going here. Let me stop for a second. They call it a multiverse X now. Much better name, but EGLD. That's an alert that went off as well today. This is one we've been looking at. So nice impulse here. Would look like some sort of a 3 is going in here. It looks like that's, oh shit. Well, that's a pretty good free fall. We've already bounced back. I mean, that's a pretty good reaction. So here, this fair value gap here seems to be partially what that's reacting to. Although looking at that, we'd have to check that. That's looks like that might be Al, and sure enough. There he is. All right. Okay. So where's the target? Way up here. So if this is going to hold, we've got a 3, 4, 5. All of this still yet to come. We got a target up here at 260. If right. If we hold here now, as it sits right now, right here, we've already come down, tapped this, right. So we don't have to wonder what happened there. You don't have to go, geez, wonder why did it stop there. I mean, there's power in that. So of course, what do we have here? Golden corner, meaning as long as this pivot holds, I have 80% odds of getting to that median line. So, okay, right, we got, that's on a 4-hour here. So again, a long way to go to confirm the low, but that's a good start. So if you went down to something smaller, even still, you're going to have to get, this is just a waterfall, free fall, right? So you're going to have to get way up here to get the last retrace. You got a fair value gap above it, right? So a long way to go to get to the last pivot to confirm, right? So all we're trying to do, remember, when you look at that, all we're trying to do is get to, so if it had been, well, let's see if it had done this way. If we had done it like this, right? Maybe that's a little easier conceptually. Then we're just waiting for it to take the last retracement swing, right? So that we can confirm. So it's not just, is that the low? Is that the low? So all we're waiting for is for, okay, show me the change, right? Show me that, oh, you can take out that. So, oh, something's different. Change of character, market structure shift, call it what you will, right? Something has changed. Because until then, it's just lower, 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 lower. Now, if we come back, right, I'll just try and keep doing this, right? So visually, you understand what you're looking for. Where's your stop under the pivot? Where's the entry, right? Where's the risk reward? It's going to be much, you're going to have great risk reward here. If your stop's down here, well, here, if we enter here, I'm assuming everybody gets this, right? But massive upside, entry here, stop under the low, right? You can be right under that pivot, right? Remember, if we break here, right, game over for that trade. So what are we looking for? That's, okay, let's this is a 30, so 45 to 1. Now, how many of you could stay long through all that, right? It's not easy to do, but that's the target. That's a legit target, right? Get to the median line, that's just a fraction of it. That's what you're after. Assuming, all right, let's come, Jesus, assuming that's correctly identified. 1, 2. All right, is it alt season? 45 to 1. Something like multiverse, right? If you don't put a ton into it, you can just let that go. Reasonable target. I got good odds. I've got good TA. Now we don't know that that's the low, but it's an attractive location to be looking. All right, I get all the alerts. I got link. I got. All right, that's older. Well, this is one of this is. Oh, let's get that giant wick out of there and focus here, and then I'll wrap it up here. Sweeping the prior week's low, so this looks ugly, right? This has all sorts of upside potential. I've got some of this in a spot account. So looks like algo, sell side algo is getting their targets. And so doesn't matter what the asset is, doesn't matter what the time frame is, doesn't matter whether we're in log or we're in arithmetic, right? Al is always present. Looks like he might have been here, right? You had a little fib fight. Nope, we broke there, right? So when we broke here, right, it was advantage bears. We come back up. Note, not the 618. Golden zone. All right, to and through first. All right, we got to get up a little bit higher here before we confirm the low. Although hopefully that makes sense to you. This is all just one leg. Right? There's no retrace. Even the little pause here, that's not enough, right? It's because that would just be an inside part of this move. We got to get up to the pivot to confirm a low. Otherwise, there's just no telling, right? You're just guessing. Don't want to do that. Sweep the lows here. It looks like they got both of them. All right. Is there? Oh, they didn't quite get this one. Already reaction. Okay, I think that's it. All right, shorter one today. Just a few, right? Just kind of a follow-up. Oh, there's more things that have gone off. But I think everything that's gone off today, I think we've covered that. And we got to look at Bitcoin and ETH and our new sponsor. Right? I'm very happy with these guys. Right? They're very accommodating. And again, very easy to trade with. Just super, super simple. It's very similar to other exchanges you probably looked at. Nice little bonuses here. I'd encourage you to take a peek. And as I said, you'll be up and trading in minutes. Okay, guys, you have a good weekend, and I will catch you next week.